emperor who demanded Earth's surrender. Long before humanity realized it was no longer alone, the galaxy had already judged Earth. Across thousands of star systems, civilizations rose, traded, conquered, and disappeared beneath the weight of history. Ancient empires carved invisible borders across the stars. Powerful species claimed ownership over entire spiral arms. Worlds became provinces. Fleets became governments. Obedience became peace. Silver emblem, a star trapped inside a perfect circle. To the Kalori, it symbolized order. To everyone else, it meant surrender. Entire civilizations had disappeared beneath that symbol, not because the Dominion enjoyed destruction, quite the opposite. Destroying worlds was inefficient. Conquering them was profitable. The Kalori believed every species possessed a purpose. Some mined asteroids, some cultivated food. Every species that resistance was irrational. Strength, discipline, and overwhelming force had become the language of the stars. And then they discovered Earth. It was an ordinary blue world orbiting an ordinary yellow star. No ancient relics, no advanced energy lattice, no stellar megastructures, no fleets worthy of concern. Its inhabitants still relied on chemical rockets for much of their history. They argued among themselves. Their government disagreed constantly. Their languages numbered in the thousands. To the Dominion's analysts, humanity appeared fractured beyond repair, primitive, emotional, unstable, exactly the kind of civilization that surrendered quickly. Inside the Hall of Sovereigns, where moons could fit beneath the vaulted ceiling, admirals assembled around a holographic projection of Earth's solar system. A young strategist stepped forward. "Your Majesty," she said, calmly, "our scouts confirm the species calls itself human. Their technology is developing rapidly but remains centuries behind Dominion standards." The Emperor folded 4 armored hands behind his back. They possess no warp fortresses? No. No planetary shields? None. No unified military command? She hesitated. Not exactly. A quiet murmur spread through the chamber. The Emperor almost smiled. They cannot even govern themselves. They maintain alliances, the strategist explained carefully, but they also compete with one another. General Varek, commander of the First Stellar Armada, laughed. "They will surrender before our flagship finishes transmitting." The room agreed. History suggested nothing else. The Emperor looked toward the stars suspended above the throne room. So many civilizations dreamed they were unique. His voice echoed softly. They all learned the
Same lesson. He raised one hand. Prepare the proclamation. It reached Earth at exactly midnight, coordinated universal time. Every satellite, every military communication network, every civilian broadcast, every phone, every screen, every radio. For 13 seconds, every electronic display on Earth showed the same image. An immense figure seated upon a throne, surrounded by stars. Golden armor reflected galaxies. Eyes like molten metal stared directly into billions of homes. Then the translation began. I am Emperor Kalor, sovereign of the Varek Dominion. His voice carried impossible clarity. You have been observed. You have been measured. You have been judged. Silence followed. Across Earth, people stopped moving. Hospitals froze. Night shift workers looked up. Families stared at televisions. Astronomers dropped coffee cups. Air traffic controllers forgot to speak. The Emperor continued.
Your world now belongs to the Dominion. You will dismantle all military resistance. You will accept imperial governance. You will deliver representatives within 72 of your planetary hours. In return, you will be permitted to survive. Then, the transmission ended. No explosions, no threats, no demonstration of force, only certainty. Within minutes, panic spread faster than any virus in human history. Stock markets halted. Governments activated emergency protocols. Military commands elevated alert levels to maximum. Religious leaders called for prayer. Scientists demanded evidence. Conspiracy theories collapsed beneath undeniable reality. Humanity had just met another intelligent species, and that species expected surrender. Far beyond Earth's orbit, cloaked Dominion observation vessels watched patiently. General Varick smiled. Any signs of organized resistance? An officer shook his head. They are arguing. The bridge erupted with laughter. On hundreds of channels, world leaders debated responses. Some demanded diplomacy, others prepared defenses. Scientists requested time. Military commanders asked impossible questions. How large was the enemy fleet? What weapons did they possess? Where were they? No one knew. To the Dominion, the confusion confirmed every expectation. Primitive species always panicked. Primitive governments always hesitated. Primitive civilizations always fractured under pressure. The general leaned back comfortably. They are conquering themselves. But hidden beneath mountains in Colorado, inside an underground command complex designed during humanity's darkest fears, the atmosphere felt strangely different. There was fear, yes, but there was also curiosity. Engineers crowded around captured signal recordings. Linguists examined translation patterns. Physicists replayed the transmission frame by frame. Computer scientists searched for compression methods unknown to Earth. No one asked how to surrender. Instead, they asked one question. How did they do it? Professor Elena Ramirez. Silence settled across the laboratory. Then someone smiled. If physics works for them, it works for us. That sentence quietly changed history. The Dominion expected politicians. Instead, they awakened engineers. Across Earth, governments did something almost unimaginable. For the first time in generations, rival nations opened classified research archives to one another. Experimental propulsion, fusion breakthroughs, quantum communication, advanced materials, artificial intelligence. Projects hidden for decades suddenly became shared knowledge. Not because humanity trusted each other, because everyone understood something simple. If the Emperor had crossed interstellar space, then the laws allowing it were real, which meant they could be understood. And if they could be understood, your surrender period has expired. Transmit acceptance, or witness the consequences. Minutes passed. No answer. Another minute. Still nothing. The general frowned. They refuse? An intelligence officer shook her head. No, General. They're transmitting. Then where is the signal? She enlarged dozens of frequencies. Thousands of human broadcasts filled the display. Military communications. Scientific conferences. Emergency meetings. Universities. Public broadcasts. Amateur radio operators. Private observatories. Millions of voices. One message emerged above them all.
Not from a president. Not from a king. Not from a military commander. From a coalition of scientists.
We request dialogue. We also have questions. The bridge fell silent. Questions? General Varick blinked. They ask questions? The communications officer nodded. The attached document contains approximately 12,000 of them. The general stared. Questions about propulsion. Questions about biology. Questions about linguistics. Questions about energy. Questions about diplomacy. Questions about mathematics. Questions about history. Questions about ethics. Questions about engineering. No surrender. No insults. Only relentless curiosity. Far away, upon his throne, Emperor Kalor read the opening page. Then another. Then another. He expected pleas. Instead, he found careful observations, calculated assumptions, predictions regarding Dominion engineering, even corrections to small inconsistencies in imperial mathematics inferred solely from the original transmission. For the first time in centuries, the Emperor stopped smiling. Because hidden inside humanity's questions, he recognized